So Louis having a life very early. In comes Archibald to bowl to the batsman. That one is wrapped on the pad, pitching on the line of the leg stump. He's looking to turn that ball off his hip, not making contact. And there is no run. Here comes Archibald again to bowl. That one outside the off stump. Lovely delivery, full outside the off stumps. Batman driving, not making contact, and straight through to the keeper. Archibald has bowled 5 balls so far for 8 runs. And the score is now 24 without loss in over number 2. Here comes Archibald to bowl to Droit. Left arm over. That one is just pushing that one at point. Run 1. And that's all they will get. He's sent back by Louis. And that's the end of the over. At the end of the second over, maximum strikers winning the toss and electing to bat a 25 without loss. Williams will continue bowling his second over. Right arm fast medium from Lozak Road End. He'll be bowling to the batsman Droit, who is on 2. Here comes Williams. This one outside the off stumps, short, and Droit looking to punch it through point, not making contact, and the ball goes straight to the keeper. So a relatively good start here by maximum strikers. 25 without no loss in the third over. Here comes Williams. Again, that one pace off ball outside the off stumps. And Droid trying to run it through third man, but not making contact again, and the ball goes straight into the keeper. Here comes Williams again, bowling to Droid. That one inside edge, going down to the man. A shot, long leg, but well stopped there, and they cannot score a run. So the score remains on 25 without loss, and 2.3 overs. Williams into his second over. 1.3 for 16 so far. Here comes Williams, right arm over. That one attempting a single. Oh my. It's an overthrow. The ball was punched to short cover. They attempted a single. The fieldman gathered the ball cleanly, threw at the stumps, but no one was backing up, unfortunately. And they were able to cross for an overthrow. So the score moves by 2 to 27 without loss in 2.4 overs. So a bit of sloppy fielding there from the Wally team. No one was backing up. The shot cover was able to pick up that ball very cleanly. In comes Williams once again. Both to the batsman, and that one on the line of the off stumps, and he just stands and push at it. And the man at shot mid wicket comes in and preventing single. Joy doesn't seem to be timing the ball as well. I guess he's trying to get familiar with the pitch and the line and length and pace of Williams. Williams having the ball 1.5 overs for 18 runs so far. He comes in again, right arm over the wicket. Joy drives, and the man at cover feels clean. And the over comes to an end. At the end of 3 overs, we have maximum strikers batting first. There's 27 for no loss. So Archibald will continue from the media center end, bowling left arm over the wicket to Louis. Louis is on 23, and Droit, his partner, is on 4. So here comes Archibald to bowl to Louis. Right arm over the wicket, and he's punching that one in the mid wicket area. There's no one there. It runs into the boundary for 4. So nice shot there from Louis, just standing on the back foot and punching that one into mid wicket area, the vacant mid wicket, and in the process getting 4 runs. So the score moves by 4 to 31, and Louis moves on to 27. Here comes Archibald again. Left arm over the wicket into Louis. This one is hitting that one. I think it's high on the bat, and it's out caught there at point. Yeah, the man at point just comes around and catch it. So Louis goes, and maximum strikers lost their first wicket on the score on 31. That one from Archibald had a bit of pace and bounce in it, and it took Louis by surprise, I want to think. It took high on the bat, and it went up, and it was caught. So Louis goes for 27, and maximum strikers has lost their first wicket on the score on 31. So the incoming batsman looks like the captain. That's Terence Ward, wearing number 89, looks like. Yeah, so the new batsman is Ward. Very good batsman. In his days, I've played for St. Kitts and the Leeward Islands. So we'll see what he has to offer at this level, as he would look to make amends and push things ahead. But I'm sure Archibald would have other ideas. He's very confident having picked up the wicket of Louis. So in comes Archibald to bowl to Ward, right arm over, and that one that's back of a length, and Terrence looking to run that one to third man, and no score. So Archibald has come back very nicely in this second over. He has definitely adjusted his length and his line, and he's bowling with a little bit of pace as well. And we'll see how he goes from here. So here he goes again into Ward, and Ward is pushing forward. Man at short cover. Picks up cleanly but cannot prevent the run. So Terrence Ward is off the mark. And the score moves by 1 to 32 for 1. Maximum strikers winning the toss and decided to bat first. Joyce is driving the ball outside the off stumps. But the man at cover picks up cleanly. There's no run. The score remains on 32 for 1 in over number 3.5. Ward is on 1 and Joyce is on 4. Can Archibald finish strong here in his second over with just one legal delivery to go? He runs in now. Left arm passes the umpire over the wicket into Joyce, and that one climbs up a bit, making some height, and Joyce had to go up on his toes to play that one to get it down. It was in the air for a bit, but the man at point could not come in to catch it, so they were able to cross over for a single. So the score moves by 1 to 33 for 1. At the end of 4 overs, Terrence Ward is on 1 and Joyce is on 5. So Williams will continue from the Lozak row end. He'll be bowling to Terrence Ward. The score is on 36 for 1 in 4.1 overs. Here comes Williams running in, passes the umpire, right arm over into Ward. Outside the off stumps, that ball moved away slightly, and Terrence Ward flashing at it. Didn't make contact. He is going for that cover drive there, but that ball moved away slightly and was taken cleanly by the keeper. Here comes Williams again into Ward, and Ward is driving. Oh, very good stop there by the man at point, and he threw to the stumps to the non-strikers end, and that was a danger end for Ward, but he got home safely, and the single was completed, and the score moves on by 1 to 37 for 1. Terrence Ward is on 2, and his partner Dwight is on 8. Here comes Williams outside the off stumps, and Dwight is just flashing at that one. No foot movement, just standing and throwing his bat at it. no contact, and the ball going straight to the wicketkeeper. So Williams has bowled 2.5 overs for 22 runs. He has one legal delivery left in his third over. He'll be bowling to Droit, who has not found his rhythm. In comes Williams to bowl to him, and his pushback trying to pull that one somewhere into cow corner region. But again, it looked like he was beaten for pace. He has definitely not found his touch, and he was rushed by that delivery from Williams, and an easy catch there to the man at mid wicket. And Maximum Strikers losing their second wicket with the score on 37. Droit goes, caught Bol Williams for 8. So the new batsman is Willins. We also have a change of bowler. That's one wide signal by the umpire. I have not gotten the name of the bowler as yet. There has been a bowling change from the media center end. I'm not sure who the bowler is, but the score remains on 37 for 2 after 5 overs. Here comes bowler into Ward, pushes that one into third man area, crosses over for 1, and that's all he will get. So that brings the new batsman into strike. The score moves by 1 to 38 for 2. We'll get the name of the new bowler in a minute, but he's bowling right arm medium fast. Here he comes now into the new batsman. That's Willins, and he punches that one to point. And the fielder fields, no run. Score remains on 38 for 2. Comes the bowler again, passes the umpire, ball to Williams. He's pulling that one down at square leg. Just turn it. I was a bit surprised by that delivery, I must say. It was lack of pace, and he was able to just pull it behind square for one, and that's all he will get. So the score moves by 1 to 39 for 2. So the bowler is Hines. He's bowling right arm fast medium into Ward. That one. Ward comes forward and push it to the short mid wicket. And there's no runs. The score is 40 for 2 in 5.4 overs. So just 2 more legal deliveries left in the power play, and Terence Ward will look to maximize on that. Here comes Hines into Ward. Looking to play a cheeky shot there, a little reverse or Dilshan scoop, as you call it, not making contact, and the ball straight to the keeper. So here comes Hines in his final delivery in his over into Terence, and Terence is just pushing forward that ball on the line of the off stumps and is pushing to short cover there, and no runs. So good over there by Hines, completing his over for just 3 runs in his first over. That's good return. So at the end of 6 overs, that's the end of the power play, maximum strikers winning the toss and electing to bat. They are 40 for 2. Now we have a change of bowling at the Lozak Road end. It looks like Basu, the captain, is coming on. He's bowling left arm around. And Williams just cutting that one down to the man on the boundary sweeping. And they were able to cross for 2 runs. Terence Ward had to put on the wheels to get back because the throw was coming in fast, but he was able to make it safe in the end, and it was adjudged not out by umpire Troy Beef Williams. And tonight's umpire is Oualie and Troy Williams. In comes Basu, bowling to Williams. That one, he just punching that one to the man at point. He fields cleanly, no runs. Score remains on 40 for 2. Here comes Basu again. Ball to Williams. He's trying to sweep that one, but not making contact. A loud appeal from Basu, but umpire Mills says not out. Scores remain on 40 for 2. So Basu, they're bowling a very tight line. Here is Williams just punching that one to the man on the cover boundary. And he crosses over for 1. Score moves by 1 to 41 for 2. Comes Basu bowling toward, flashing at that one, getting an outside edge, is running down to third man, and the fielder, they're making a valiant effort to pull it back, but instead of pulling it back, he actually threw it over the rope. So 4 runs there to Terrence Ward, and the score moves by 4 to waiting for the scoreboard to populate because I don't have the score in front of me, so I have to wait and see what it is. Here comes Basu again into Ward. That one bounced and turned, and Terrence was standing up straight and playing that one with a dead bat, basically, and it's no runs. End of the over. At the end of over number 7, I'm still waiting for the scoreboard to populate as to what the score is. I will tell you in a minute. I don't want to give you the wrong score, but I could tell you that Maximum Strikers won the toss and elected to bat first. We're witnessing a good game of cricket. We have a very good crowd on hand so far. On the West Mount, that's where most of the spectators are. We have a few spectators on the stands, and it's a lovely evening for cricket. Here comes Hines to bowl to Willins, and Willins just pushing that one to the man at short mid-wicket, or you could call it mid-on. Or the score is now 47 for 2 in over number 7.1. Terrence Ward is on 7 and Willins is on 4. Hines is bowling his second over. Right arm over the wicket into Willins, and he's driving powerfully, beating the man at cover, and it goes straight into the boundary for 4. So Willins playing a lovely cover drive, beating the man there at short cover and going into the boundary for 4. And the score moves by 4 to 51 for 2 in over number 7. Here comes Hines again. And Willins is just punching that one down to third man. Throw comes in, cross for 1, going back for 2. And it has run overthrow. So they're getting 3 runs there. So the score moves by 3 to 57. Willen is on 11 and Terrence Ward is on 7. So that brings Terrence into strike. Hines running in from the media center end to bowl to Ward over the wicket. And Ward is driving. So there's a man down here on the long off boundary. And he cuts it off cleanly, restricting them to only 1. So the score moves by 1 to 56. 56 for 2. So nice partnership building there between Willins and Ward. Here comes Hines. The ball to Williams. Outside the off Sams, and he's just coming across and running that one down to deep third man for a single. Here comes Hines to bowl to Ward over the wicket. And Ward is driving to the man down at cover, almost a sweeper. And the cross is for 1. That's the end of the over. That's the end of 8 overs. At the end of the 8th over, Maximum Strikers, they are 57 for 2. Ward is on 9 and Willins is on 12. So Basu will continue from the Lozak Road end, bowling his left arm around the wicket into Ward, and that one is pitching on center stumps. And Ward just comes forward and plays it quietly back to the bowler. So Basu is bowling slow left arm. I would want to think he's bowling leg break, and he's bowling that one outside the off stumps, and Ward rocks back and punches it down to the man on the sweeper boundary for 1. So the score moves by 1 to 58. Ward is on 10, Williams is on 12. Another single there by Williams, just punching that one down to long on the cross for a very easy single. So the score moves by 1 to 59. Here comes Basu again into Ward. Ward was beaten a bit in flight there, and he managed to just punch that one to short mid wicket, and he crossed for a single. So the score moves by 1 to 60 for 2. Here comes Basu into Williams. He's rocking back and punching that one, basically almost cross batting it to long on. And he moved by 1 to 14. Ward is 11. Here comes Basu again. Oh, that one is down the leg side and signaled wide by the umpire. So the score moves by 1 to 62 for 2. Basu just straying down on the leg side just a bit. Here comes Basu again into Ward. Ward rocks back and drives that one out to the man on the deep cover boundary, but cannot stop it. Crosses the rope and it goes for 4. So 4 valuable runs there to Terence Ward and maximum strikers. At the end of over number 9, there are 66 for 2. Ward is on 15 and Williams is on 14. So Hines will continue bowling his third over. So far he has bowled 2 overs for 13 runs, no wickets. He's running in to bowl to Williams, and he had to abort his run. Dead ball signaled by umpire Oualie. So he has to reload. He turns around now, bowling his right arm fast medium into Williams. That ball down the leg side. Williams go inside, trying to just flick that one off his hip. Didn't make contact into the keeper. And wide signal by umpire Oualie. So the score moves on by 1 to 67 for 2 in over number 9. Here comes Hines. Okay, I'm not sure what Williams was trying to do there. That ball was on the leg stumps. He missed it. It wrapped in on his pad, and he was attempting a single that wasn't there. Terence Ward was definitely not interested in taking that single. And the bowler almost run him out by the way of using his boot with some football skills, but that did not happen. He's left to fight another day. In comes Hines to bowl to him, and he's playing the Dilshan scoop, and it goes all the way for 4. Scooping that one over the keeper's head into the boundary for 4. So very nice shot there by Willings, again, when you play that scoop and you get it right, it looks really good. When you don't get it right, you look foolish. But this time he got it right, and the score moves by 4 to 71 for 2 in 9.2 overs. Here comes Hines again into Willings. He's hitting that one behind square. There's no fielder there. It goes into the boundary now. 4 runs, 1 bounce into the boundary. So the score moves by 4 to 75 for 2 in over number 9. Terrence Ward is on 15 and Willings is on 22. Here comes Hines again to bowl to Willings, and he's hitting that one. The man at long on runs across, attempted the catch, dropped it, and the ball rolls into the boundary. So Willings there trying to heave that one over long on, not making proper contact. It went up into the night sky. The man at long on ran across, attempted to catch it. It got to hands. He could not hold on to it, and it went into the boundary for 4. So the score moves on by 4 to 79 for 2. Willings is on 26, and Terrence Ward is on 15. So this over is turned out to be a very expensive over for Hines and for the Wally Sports Club. In comes Hines again to bowl to Willings. Outside the off stump, and he drives. The man at cover cannot stop it. The man on the cover boundary comes in, and he reduces that to 1. So the score now increases by 1 to 80 for 2 in 9.5 overs. As I said, Hines in his third over is proving to be a bit expensive, having been struck for a 6 and a 4. So he has one more legal delivery. He runs in now to bowl to Ward. And that ball on the line of center stumps, and Ward just comes across and pushes it to the man at short mid wicket, and he crosses for a single. The end of 10 overs, maximum strikers winning the toss and electing to bat. They're 81 for 2. It looks like we're having another change of bowling from the Lozak Road end. There's a bowling change. I'm not sure who the bowler is. It looks like Brown. I'm not sure if it's Brown, but it looks like Brown. We'll get the confirmation in a minute. But just to remind you that maximum strikers winning the toss, electing to bat first at the halfway stage, and 10 overs, they're 81 for 2. Here comes the bowler to bowl to Terrence Ward. He's punching that one to point, and it takes off for a quick single. It was well judged, well run. His partner is backing up very nicely. So the score moves on by 1 to 82 for 2. So here comes Brown to bowl to Willings. He's driving to the man on the cover boundary, and he crosses for 1. That's all they will get. The score moves on by 1 to 83. Yeah, so just as I thought, it is Brown that replaces Basu from the Lozak Road end. So in comes Brown again. This one ball to Ward is hitting that one onto the man at long on. Crosses for 1. Brown looks like he's bowling leg break. Here comes Brown into Williams. He's reversing, not making contact, and goes straight to the keeper. So Williams there, I guess he's growing in confidence, so his confidence has grown. So he's now playing the range of shots. He's playing the Dilshan scoop, he's trying to do the reverse sweep. So he's bringing out all the shots from the book right now. So here comes Brown into him again. And if that one is just punching it back to the bowler, the bowler fields cleanly. No run. Score remains on 84 for 2 in over number 10. Here comes Brown over the wicket to Williams. And he's punching that one back. Passes Brown. He should have taken the ball and caught that ball, passed through his hands like a bullet. Guess he wasn't expecting it. However, they were able to cross for a single. So at the end of 11 overs, the score is on 85 for 2. Ward is on 18 and Williams is on 29. So Basu looked like he has switch ends. He is now coming from the media center end, CA Paul Southwell end. He's bowling around the wicket. He'll be bowling to Williams. So Basu has bowled 2 overs so far for 16 runs, no wicket. He has a short third man, a man at point, a deep cover, a man at short cover, a long one, long off. He has a deep mid wicket, short mid wicket, and now a man at a backward square fence. Making some more changes to his field, now putting a man behind square. Rolling around to Williams. Williams is rocking back, pulling that one down to cow corner area. The man comes across, fields cleanly, throws into Basu. Cannot prevent the single. The score moves by 1 to 86 for 2 in over number 11.1. Here comes Basu into Ward. Ward is sweeping. That one goes to the man behind square. Looks like it got a top edge. And that's the end of Terrence Ward. He was caught by the man behind square, trying to sweep a ball, got a top edge, and gives in a very easy catch to that fielder. So Maximum Strikers loses their 3rd wicket on the score on 86. So the score is now 86 for 3. Ward goes for 18. So we have a new batsman, Sharma, who is Also from Nevis, he's facing up to Basu. That one outside the off stumps. He rocks back and punches it, but cannot beat the man there at short third man. Score remains on 86 for 3 in over number 12. Here comes Basu around the wicket to bowl to Sharma. And Sharma is driving, not making contact outside the off stumps. Not in a position to really drive that ball or to cut. There's barely any foot movement. So we'll wait and see. Here comes Basu to bowl to Sharma. Cuts that one, but it goes straight to the man at cover, short cover, and there is no run. So Basu is definitely bowling better from this end, and he had success with the wicket of the captain, Terence Ward. Now he's bowling into Sharma. Left arm around, Sharma is cutting that one through point. They run one. They'll come back for two. The man on the cover boundary didn't feel cleanly, could not prevent the second run, and the score moves by 2 to 88 for 3. At the end of number 12, over number 12, sorry, Sharma is on 2 and Williams is on 30. At the over number 12, batsman strikers 88 for 3. So Brown will continue from the Lozak Road end. He's bowling into Willins. That one Willins is just rocking back and pushing it onto the man at short mid wicket. The score remains on 88 for 3. Here comes Brown. Right arm over the wicket into Willins. Willins is going down the wicket and he's hitting that one straight to the man at the long off boundary. Just had to move just a few paces to his right and taking a very easy catch. So Willins there giving away his hand. He was going nicely, was really picking up the momentum, but he was trying to hit that one somewhere into Basti, I would think, or onto the roof of the police headquarters, but it was not to be. He hit that one straight down the throat of Williams, it looked like, and took a very simple catch on the long off boundary. So Maximum Strikers losing their 4th wicket after they had a very good partnership between Terence Ward and Willins. Both of them now are back in the hut, and Wally Sports Club is pulling things back, and they are now, after 12.2 overs, they're 88 for 4. Maximum Strikers. It's a lovely evening here for cricket. We just had the conclusion of the West Indies Women series against Australia Women. Australia Women, of course, winning that ODI series 3-0. But we're now here with the Big Six tournament, T20 tournament 2026. Here comes Brown bowling to the new batsman. I'm not sure who is that. I have not seen his name. Brown is bowling a very tight line there, right arm over the wicket into the batsman. Here he comes. Batsman is driving. Outside edge found, and it runs into the third man boundary for 4. So it's Morton is the new batsman. In comes Brown to bowl to Morton. He's cutting that one into the man on the cover boundary. He runs for one. Jogging for one, that is. And that's all he will get. So the score moves on by 1 to 93 for 4 in the end of the 13th over, rather. So at the end of 13 overs, maximum strikers winning the toss and deciding to bat first. They are 93 for 4. Sharma is on 2. Morton is on 5. The current run rate is 7.25. So Basu, the captain of the Wally Sports, is going to continue. Look like he's going to bowl through. He's bowling to Morton. Morton is pushing at that one. The outside edge was found, but was dropped by the wicketkeeper. Very simple catch. The keeper needed to stay down some more. He came up too fast. Here comes Basu again, and that one is caught to the man at deep cover. And they cross for 1, so the score moves by 1 to 94 for 4 in the 14th over. Here comes Basu to bowl to Sharma. And Sharma is caught in that one. Through point, it run into the boundary, gets there now. So Sharma does rock back, caught that one behind point for a lovely 4. And the score is on 98 for 4, it looks like. Sharma is on 6 and Morton is also on 6 in 13.3 overs. So here's Basu coming left arm around to bowl to Sharma. And Sharma is heaving that one, goes straight up into the sky, and Basu settles under it and takes a very easy catch, a bowl and catch. Sharma was looking to hit that one over mid-wicket in the Corner region, but didn't make contact, and it went straight up, and Basu said thank you very much, took a very simple catch, and Maximum Strikers loses their 5th wicket on the score on 98. So Wally Sports Club doing a very good job pulling back the game and having Maximum Strikers struggling a bit here in the middle overs on the score 98 for 5. So the current run rate is 7.171 per over. To be on the safe side, Maximum Strikers would have to get at least a score of 150 and above to be safe. We know the Wally Sports Club has some very good batsmen that could chase down that score. So they would really need to bat wisely going forward here to get to a defendable total of at least 150 and above. So the new batsman to come in is Romney. He will join Morton. The score is on 98 for 5. Basu has bowled 3.4 overs so far, no maidens, 24 runs, 2 wickets. So he's bowling left arm around to Romney. He comes in now. Bowls to Romney. That one, a nice length, just bouncing there and turning away from Romney. He just leave it alone into the keeper's gloves. And it's another dot ball. Here comes Basu to Romney. That one is pitching on line of the middle stumps, wrapped on the pad there, and is given out by the umpire. A very slow death, I would say. Romney just pushing forward with no intent, pat first, and he was adjudged LBW. So Basu there ending his spell on a very high note. He has now bowled 4 overs, no maidens, 24 runs, 3 wickets. So very good figures there for Basu, finishing off his 4 overs for a decent 24 runs and picking up 3 valuable wickets in the end. So maximum strikers, they're really struggling right now in the middle. They are now 98 for 6 in 14 overs. So maximum strikers in the 15th over, they are 98 for 6. Here comes Brown. Bowling to Morton. Morton pulling that one down to the man at deep mid wicket. He crosses over for 1, and that's all they will get. And the score moves on by 1 to 102 for 6. So in comes Brown. He's bowling right arm around to Luis. Luis is turning that one there to Basu, who is at short mid wicket, and prevents the single. So the score remains on 102 for 6 in the 15th over. Here comes Brown again to Luis, and he's wrapped on the pad, looking to turn that one down to behind square, not making contact, and the umpire says not out. Here comes Brown again, around the wicket, right him around to Luis, and he's playing the scoop. He made some contact, he goes through for 1, coming back for the second, made it easy in the end. And the score moves on by 2 to 104 for 6 in the 15th over. Here comes Brown again. He has decided to go back over the wicket to Luis. Bowls now, and Luis is rocking back, cutting that one to point, straight to the man there, and there is no runs. So the score remains on 104 for 6, 14.5 overs bowled. Here comes Brown into Luis, and he's cutting, too close to cut, getting an edge straight into the keeper gloves, and Luis goes for 2. And the Wally Sports Club is all over maximum strikers right now, losing their 7th wicket on the score 104. So maximum strikers in all sorts of problem right now, after having a very good start by Louis and Ward and Willins in the middle there. They are now lost their 7th wicket in 15 overs. So the score is 104 for 7 in 15 overs. So maximum strikers has 5 overs left. I'm not sure how many they will get. They're losing wickets fast and furious. The new batsman, I think, is Tyreek Jeffers, if I'm not mistaken. And there's also a change in bowling at the media center end. We will get the bowler's name in a minute, but maximum strikers has 5 overs left, but they also have 3 wickets left to maximize those 5 overs. So let's see if they will battle the 20 overs or if Wally Sports Club will get the better of them and bowl them off inside the 20 overs. So here comes a new bowler, bowling to Jeffers. Is hit on the pad and they run through for a leg by. Yeah, leg by signal by the umpire. Not sure who is this new bowler. I haven't seen his name popped up on the screen. I don't have the list in front of me. That's I'm a disadvantage, but he runs in now to bowl to Morton, and Morton is rocking back and driving that one to the man on the cover boundary, and they run for one. There's an overthrow because there's a misfield by the bowler, but it was covered by the man there coming off the square boundary, and they were not able to cross for another run. Okay, the new bowler name is Prentice Jr. I'm not sure what's his first name, but he's definitely a junior. So Prentice Jr. Is bowling right arm off spin from the media center, and he's bowling into Jeffers. Jeffers is heaving that one. That ball goes straight up in the air, and the keeper gets under it and takes a very easy catch. So I'm not sure what's going on with the maximum strikers batsmen. They are all looking to play these big shots, no timing, getting the top edge and giving away the wickets basically. So they have lost their 8th wicket on the score on 107 in 16 overs. So Prentice coming on, bowling a very good over for only 2 runs and picking up 1 wicket. So we'll now see the start of the 17th over. Bowling by Brong. Brong is into his final over. He has bowled 3 overs so far, no maidens, 15 runs, and has picked up 2 wickets. Brong will be bowling to Morton. And Morton is hitting that one to the man down at cow corner. Easy catch. And he dropped it. That man down on the mid-wicket boundary dropped a very easy catch, and they were able to cross over for a single. And the new batsman is Edwards. So the score moves on by 1 to 108 for 8. Here comes Brown to bowl to Edwards. Edwards is pushing forward back to the bowler, and the bowler feels no runs added. Score remains on 108 for 8. Here comes Brown to Edwards. Edwards is pushing that one on in maiden. He ran for one. The man on the maiden, long on boundary, sorry, runs in and preventing the second run. So the score moves on by 1 to 109 for 8. Here comes Brown to bowl to Morton. Morton is playing that one to the man behind square, and he runs for a single. That takes the score up by 1 to 110 for 8. Brings Edwards onto strike. Brown has bowled 3.4 overs, no maidens, 18 runs, 2 wickets. He bowls to Edwards, and Edwards is playing that one to the man as shot cover. That's Basu, captain. So 110 for 8 in 17 overs. Here comes Brown. Just pushing that one to the man at mid wicket. There's no runs. That's the end of Brown's spell. He has bowled a very good spell. 4 overs, no maidens, 18 runs, 2 wickets. And at the end of 17 overs, maximum strikers winning the toss and decided to bat. They're really struggling on 110 for 8. Edwards is on 1 and Morton is on 9. They're going at a run rate of 6.47. Can they get to 125? It's left to be seen. So there's another bowling change at the media center end. The more experienced senior bowler in that of Archibald, Colin Archibald, coming back to close things off, seeing if he could get the remaining 2 wickets and close off this game. He's bowling his left arm fast medium. He's bowling to Morton, and he runs in now to bowl to Morton over the wicket. And as outside the off stumps, Morton is driving, not making contact, and the ball is through to the keeper. There's a lovely crowd on hand. We have the masqueraders on the West Mount. We have quite a few spectators. So here comes Archibald once again to Baltimore over the wicket. Outside the off stumps again, and Morton is just standing and flashing, not making contact, not moving his feet. He's just standing and trying to blaze that ball out of the park. And I'm not sure if he realized that he's running out of overs, and dot ball is not going to help their cause at this time. He needs to rotate the strike if he cannot get the ball away. The score remains on 110 for 8 in over number 18. Here comes Archibald again, running in. Left arm over the wicket. And he flashes at this one. It takes the edge down to the man at third man. And he crosses for 1. And that's all they will get. And the score moves by 1 to 111 for 8. Archibald, runs in again. Bowling to Edwards. Edwards is hitting that one straight up in the air, and Basu, the captain, running around from shot long off to long on, shot long on, taking a very easy catch. This is like the third or the fourth catch that just going up in the air. The batsman looking to hit that ball out of the park, gets in the top edge, and Maximum Strikers loses their ninth wicket on the score of 111. So Edwards goes for one, and Archibald bowling his third over, 2.3 overs, 2.4 overs, sorry, no maiden, 16 runs, and picking up one wicket. So the new batsman is Crook. It looks like Cordell Crook. So Archibald looking to wrap up things here. In the 18th over, Maximum Strikers 111 for 9. Morton is on 10. The batsman dismissed just a while ago, Edwards, for 1. New batsman in is Crook. And he'll be facing up to Archibald. Archibald is running in now. Passes the umpire. Left arm over the wicket. Bowled him. Full and straight. The Yorker length. Crook not moving his feet at all. Just looking to hit that one over mid-wicket area. Not making contact. And that's what happens when you bowl full and straight. You miss, I hit. Colin Archibald finishing off the innings here for Maximum Strikers. 111 all out. So Wally Sports Club would have 112 to make in 120 balls. Very easy picking, I should say. Maximum Strikers, they will be disappointed with their performance with the bat. However, it's cricket. You never know what could happen. They could come out and defend it and bowl as well as Wally Sports Club bowled and make a match out of it. So we will wait and see what will happen as it relates to the chase. We will now have a break in commentary. I could tell you that Maximum Strikers winning the toss decided to bat first and they were bowled out for 111. So Wally Sports Club would need 112 to win at a run rate of 6.22. We'll now take a break and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to Wanapak, the picturesque Wanapak in Basse. We have the B6 T20 tournament is on its way. Maximum Strikers versus Wally Sports Club. And Maximum Strikers batted first. They made 111. Wally Sports Club is now replying. The score after the first over is 5 without loss. Powell is on 4 and Jeffers is on 0. The first over was bowled by Edwards. He has bowled 1 over, no maidens, 5 runs, no wickets. So we'll see the bowler from Lozak Road End. I'm not sure who is that. It looks like Jeffers, I'm not sure. But he's running in to bowl to Jeffers, and Jeffers is pulling that one behind square. There's no one on the boundary. It rolls into the boundary now for 4. It's also no ball. I think Jeffers committing that sin of bowling a no ball. In a limited over competition, you cannot bowl a no ball, or you should not bowl a no ball, I should say, because you're giving away free runs that you really don't have. So the score moves on by 5 to 10 in the second over. Jeffers is yet to bowl a legal ball. That's Tyreek Jeffers. He's bowling to Jeffers. I'm not sure if it's his cousin or his brother, but I'm not sure if they're related. But it's Jeffers to Jeffers. And that one, he's pushing it to short mid-wicket. And they cannot score. So just to remind you, Wally Sports Club need 112 to win in their 20 overs. They require a run rate of 5.42. In comes Jeffers from the Lozak roll and bowling to Jeffers. That one on and above the off stumps, and Jeffers is coming forward, pushing it to, it looks like Ward, Terrence Ward there at short cover, and cannot score. The score remains on 10 without loss in 1.2 overs. Powell is on 4 and Jeffers is on 4. Here comes Tyreek Jeffers from Lozak row end. Right arm over the wicket, and Jeffers is pulling that one. It goes high behind square. The man standing on the square boundary could not catch it. Goes over his head for a maximum. The score moves on by 6 to 16 without loss. Powell is on 4 and Jeffers is on 10. We now have a partnership of 16. Their current run rate is 10.67. The required run rate is 5.19. They are moving along nicely. In comes Jeffers, and that one is just flicking off his pads, going on to the long leg boundary for 4. So Jeffers has been very expensive here. Has bowled 0.4 overs, no maiden. 0.4 overs for 15 runs so far. And his overs is yet to complete. And the score moves on by 4 to 20 without loss in the second over. Jeffers to Jeffers once again. Right arm over the wicket. And he's just turning that one behind square to a short long on. Not short long on, sorry. Short leg. And he crosses over for 1. That's all they will get. And the score moves by 1 to 21 without loss. It brings Powell onto strike. Jeffers has bowled 5 balls so far in his over. He comes in, wide ball outside the off stumps, and Powell flashes at that one, not making contact. Wide signal by the umpire. So the score moves on by 1 to 21 without loss in over number 2. Here comes Jeffers. Right arm over. The ball to Powell, and Powell just standing up and pushing that one to point. And the fielder comes across and fields cleanly. There's no run. Over comes to an end. At the end of the second over, Wally Sports Club chasing 112 for victory. They are 22 without loss. So Edwards will continue. Left arm medium fast from the media center end. He'll be bowling to Jeffers. Here come Edwards to Jeffers. And that one is outside the off stance. Good pace, good carry to the keeper. And Jeffers is just watching it pass. Offer it no shot. There's no need to play no rash shot either. They are way ahead of the run rate. The required run rate is 5.9 and they are going at 9.4. So they are way ahead of the run rate. They just need to play smart cricket and bring it home. So here comes Edwards once again, leaving media center end to bowl to Jeffers. That one is wide. And no ball signaled by the umpire. It goes into the boundary now. So that's 4 no ball, and that is 5 runs. 5 runs given to Wally Sports Club that they don't really need. The score moves on by 5 to 27 without loss in the third over. Looking at Maximum Sports Club team, they seem to be very deflated from their first innings performance. Here comes Edwards, bowling to Jeffers. Outside the off side, Jeffers is having that one. It goes high, over cover. The fielder there, Lewis, got to it, tried to throw it back into the boundary, but could not save it. Instead, he threw it over the rope instead of saving it. So it went for 4. So 4 valuable runs there for Jeffers. Going hard at that one, over cover, and it runs into the boundary. Score moves on by 4 to 31 without loss in over number 3. Here comes Edwards again. Passes the umpire. Ball to Jeffers. Jeffers come forward and just push that one to Terrence at short cover. Cannot score. And the score remains on 31 without loss. So Wally Sports, they're moving along nicely. They're way ahead of the run rate. Here comes Edwards. He's running, bowls to Jeffers. Jeffers just playing that one behind, taking off for a single. And single completed comfortably in the end. The score moves by 1 to 32 without loss, chasing a total of 111. Edwards runs away from the media center end to bowl to Powell, and his bowl. A ball pitching on about middle and leg stumps, and Powell played all over that one. That one had a bit of swing on it, and it turned him in the air a little bit. There was no foot movement at all from Powell. He just stepped forward with a little push, not really looking to cover the line of the ball, and he was bowled all over the place. So Edwards has gotten the breakthrough that Maximum Strikers needed. Maximum Strikers now have their first wicket. Wally Sports Club losing their first wicket on the score on 32 for 1. that of Powell being bowled by Edwards for 14. So we have a change in bowling. We have Sharma coming in from the Lozak Road end, bowling right arm off spin around the wicket. He'll be bowling to Jeffers. Jeffers is on 9. The score is 32 for 1. Here comes Sharma bowling to Jeffers. He's just turning that one off his hip to the man at short square on the 30-yard circle there, preventing a single. Comes Sharma again, right arm around the wicket to bowl to Jeffers. Short, turning that one off his hip. The man on the square boundary comes in, and good throw into the keeper, keeping it to 1. So the score moves by 1 to 33 for 1. The new batsman, I think it looks like Williams, looks like Adrian Williams. It will be Sharma bowling to Williams over the wicket. Williams just stands and pushes at that one to the man at point. Looks like Lewis comes in, fields cleanly, return to the keeper, no run. Sharma again, over the wicket. Outside the off stumps, and Williams just let that one pass straight to the keeper. Score remains on 33 for 1. Sharma again, right arm over the wicket to Williams. Williams just stands, push to the one to the fielder there at behind point, and there's no run. So Maximum Strikers is pulling it back a bit with the introduction of Sharma. Outside the off stumps again, and Williams flashing hard, making no contact, straight to the keeper. So after 4 overs, Wally Sports Club chasing 111. They are 33 for 1. Edwards will continue. He'll be bowling to Jeffers. Edwards runs away from us now. Goes to Jeffers. Well, shot outside the off stump. Jeffers flashes hard at it. The man at deep point was running in, but he could have put a better effort. He ran and stopped. Not sure why. and the ball dropped just about 1 or 2 meters in front of him, and the batsman was able to cross for a single. The score moves by 1 to 34. 34 for 1 in 4.1 overs. Edwards will be bowling to Williams. Edwards runs away now. Bowls to Williams. He's cramped for room there, trying to hit that one through deep mid wicket. And it went to the man at point. And there's no runs. So maximum strikers pulling it back a bit. Keeping things rather quiet for the past 1.2 overs. And they're doing a nice job here. Here's Edwards into Williams. He's looking to hit that one over to the football field, but not making contact. They wrapped him on his pad, and there is no run. So things has gotten a bit quiet for Wally Sports Club. They are not scoring runs. They are accumulating a lot of dot balls. So the run rate is now taking a dip. They are now 7.85, just requiring 4.98. Still within reach. Here comes Edwards running away. Ball to Williams. Wrapped on the pad again, looking to just turn that one off his pad, not making contact. And it's another dot ball. So a very good comeback over there for Edwards. He's bowling his third over. Here comes Edwards. He's running away from us now. Bowling to Williams. Full and straight. That one, Williams is just driving it to mid-on. Cannot beat the man. Cannot get a single. And the score remains on 34 for 1. So very good over by Edwards. He has bowled 2.5 overs, no maidens, 12 runs, 1 wicket. He runs away from us now. Bowling into Williams. Right arm over the wicket. That one was slow outside the off stand. He took off a bit of pace. And Williams just standing and looking to throw everything at it. Made no contact. And I think that is the end of the over. Yes, end of the over. At the end of 5 overs, Wally Sports Club, they are 34 for 1 in search of 112 for victory. Sharma will continue. He's bowling to Jeffers. Jeffers just digging that one out. Sharma is basically bowling wicket to wicket. There's not much spin on offer. Jeffers waits. In comes Sharma around the wicket to Jeffers. And he's turning that one behind. Passes the fielder. He run 1. He'll come back for 2. They will get 3, 1 for the throw. So 3 runs added to the total. It moves from 34 to 37. So Wally Sports Club chasing 111, 37 for 1. Sharma will be bowling to Williams. Williams is anxious to get up the mark. I guess he realized he's soaking up a lot of dot balls, but he needs to take his time. There's not a lot of runs that he needs to get. And Williams playing this expensive cut, making contact, and the ball goes straight to the keeper. He's standing and looking around, trying to figure out what just happened, if he made contact with the ball, but the umpire raised that dreaded finger. He has to go. So his misery basically has come to an end. He's been there for well over 2 overs. He faced a lot of balls that he could not even convert, not one single. So it's a poor night for him tonight with the bat. He goes, and Wally Sports Club losing their second wicket. They are 35 for 2 in 5.4 overs. So the new batsman is Clark. And he'll be facing to Sharma. Sharma has taken 1 wicket so far, 1.4 overs, no maidens, 2 runs, 1 wicket. In comes Sharma to Clark. Outside the off stumps, and Clark lets that one go. He shoulders his arm. The score remains on 35 for 2 in 5.5 overs. Here comes Sharma again to bowl to Clark. That one is edging outside the off stumps. It doesn't have a first slip. It runs down to the boundary and it goes into the fence now. 4-run signal by the umpire. We can see under the media center, once it gets under the roof pad, we will be able to see that aspect of it. So we'll have to depend on the umpire. So it's 4 runs. The score moves by 4 to 39 for 2 in over number 6. Actually, it's the end of the power play. So at the end of the power play, Wally Sports Club is chasing 112 for victory. They are 39 for 2. There is another bowling change. I'm not sure who is it. Oh, it is Morton. So Morton is bowling from the media center end. He'll be bowling to Jeffers, left arm over. Jeffers stands and pushes that one to Ward at short mid wicket, and there's no runs. Here comes Morton. And Jeffers just turning that one behind square, and his field is straight to the man, no runs. Quiet moment. Here comes Morton. And Jeffers is standing and playing that one toward that short mid wicket. No runs. Maximum strikers is definitely pulling back the game quietly here. Morton and Jeffers is hitting that one down to long on. where Sharma fields and the crosses for one. One more added to the total. It moves by 1 to 40. 40 for 2. And Morton has changed. He's bowling around the wickets. He's bowling left arm around to Clark. Bowls now down the line. It's a wide signal by the umpire. Just losing his line there a bit. I guess with the left and right combination can throw you off sometimes, so he has to readjust now. Better ball. Clark just coming forward and punching it back to the bowler. There goes Morton. Misses everything. That one was definitely the faster one, I would say. Put some revs on that one, but it was misguided. And they were able to cross for, I don't know, the umpire did not, did his signal? Is it wide or buys or what is it? Okay, I guess it's runs because he did not signal anything. There is Morton. Clark just punching that one to Ward at short mid wicket there on the offside. And that's the end of the over. At the end of over number 7, Wally Sports Club chasing 111. They are 44 for 2. So at the end of 8 overs, Wally Sports chasing 111. They are 46 for 2. Morton has bowled 1 over, no maiden, 5 runs, no wickets. Terence Ward has completed his first over, no maidens, 2 runs, no wicket. Clark is on 5 and Powell is on 24. So I just had to make a correction because I keep saying Jeffers, but Jeffers was the one that got out and Powell is still there. So Powell is the batsman. He's not out on 24. Clark faces up now to Morton and he drives that one down to the man on the long off boundary. Crosses for 1. The score moves by 1 to 47 in over number 9. So Morton to bowl to Powell over the wicket. And Powell pushes, just punches that one too long on. And he ambles across, no rush for a single. The score moves by 1 to 48. 48 for 2. Morton to bowl to Clark. And Clark is forward, defending that ball straight on the stumps. Morton is basically bowling wicket to wicket. There's no spin on offer as far as I can see. He's just keeping a straight line. Bowls to Clark. And Clark is pushing back and driving that one to short cover. The man left field, and there is no run. So Morton is going through his overs very quickly. It's a quiet period here for Wally Sports. There is Clark playing a reverse sweep. Goes for 1, and that's all they will get. Very premeditated shot. And he reverse swept that ball for 1. Score moves on by 1 to 49 for 2 in the 9th over. So here is Morton bowling to Powell, and he just turned that one behind square for a single. And the 50 has come up for Wally Sports Club. They are now 50 for 2 in 9 overs. Clark is on 7, Powell is on 26, and the run rate that they have is 5.56, and their required run rate is 5.64. So maximum strikers has really pulled back this game, and it's now even Steven at this stage. So Ward will continue from the Lozak Road end. He'll be bowling into Powell. And Powell just standing up, punching that one to point. The man fields and there's no run. Terence Ward is a very smart bowler. He's not going to give you anything, so you have to work for your run. So he comes in again, bowls to Powell, and Powell is punching that one to the man on long off, and he ambles across for a single. The score moves by 1 to 51 for 2. So Ward will be bowling to Clark, right arm over, off break. And Clark is just turning that one off his hips. They run 1, that's all they will get. The man from short fine leg moves around, fields cleanly, and they only could score 1. So the score moves by 1 to 52. Here comes Ward to Powell, turning that one to short mid wicket, and just amble across for a single. So score moves on by 1 to 53 for 2. Powell is on 28 and Clark is on 8. Here's Ward from the Lozak Road end. Clark just stands up and punches to short cover. No run. Score remains on 53. Here comes Ward, bowling to Clark. Clark just turning that one off his legs. The man at mid-wicket could not feel clean to prevent the run, and they were able to cross for 2. So 2 more runs added to the total at the end of 10 overs. Wally Sports are 55 for 2, chasing 111. So Morton will continue bowling left arm over the wicket. He bowling to Powell. Powell come down the track, turning that one behind square. The man there gives chase. They cross for 1, they take 2, and that's all they will get. The score moves on by 2 to 57 for 2. Clark is on 10, and Powell is on 30. Powell is punching that one too long on. Crosses for a single. Moves by 1 to 59. Wally Sports Club requires 53 to win, and it requires a run rate of 5.59. Here is Morton bowling to Clark, and Clark is coming forward. He's pushing that one too long on for an easy single. Just keeping the scoreboard ticking, which is what is required in this stage of the game. You know, you're not chasing a big total. There's no need to be playing big shots and giving away your wicket. Play sensibly cricket. You know, rotate the strike, take the 1, take the 2. The bad ball will come. You will put it away. You'll get a boundary, and you know you will get your victory very easy. So they require a further 53. Here's Morton bowling to Powell, and Powell turning that one into the man there that looks like Crook. Yeah, Cordell Crook. Morton again over the wicket. Powell coming down, and no run scored in the end. There's Morton looking to finish strong, bowling to Powell. That one is a wide, called by the umpire. Powell was looking to turn that one very fine behind square, but did not make contact, and it went through for a wide. Here's Morton bowling to Powell. Powell is punching that one to Louis. Shot cover, and overcome to an end at the end of 11 overs. Wally Sports Club needed 112 for victory. They are 60 for 2. So they need 52 runs to win in 9 overs at a run rate of 5.78. So there is another bowling change. It's Sharma coming back from the Lozak Road end. He replaces his keeper, Ward. He'll be bowling into Clark. Wally Sports Club on 60 for 2. Here comes Sharma bowling into Clark. And Clark stands straight, pushes that 1-2 to Ward at mid-on, shot mid-on. Rocks back, punches that one down to over. Crosses over for a single. They move by 1 to 60. 60 for 2. Here comes Sharma. He's coming around the wicket to bowl to Powell. Goes to Powell now, and Powell is hitting that one over square for 6. Deep backward square. He just come and just help that one for 6. So the score moves on by 6 to 66 for 2. Powell is now on 31. Clark is on 17. So a very nice partnership there being built by Powell and Clark, doing some restore. And then he's playing that one behind square again, all along the ground for 4. So Sharma is a strain there on the legs of Powell, and Powell is making no mistake. He basically just swept that one behind square for another 4. So the score moves on by 4 to 70 for 2. So Wally Sports Club require another 42 to win at a run rate of 4.94. So Ward making some changes in the field. He has now moved that man to deep backward square. He has a man sweeping on the boundary. Man on, long off. Man on short mid wicket. Man at point. Man shot behind square. Let's see what Sharma does now. Comes in. Ball to Powell. And Powell just stands up straight, punches it back to the bowler, and Sharma does his own fielding. Score remains on 70 for 2. In comes Sharma, around the wicket, bowling to Powell. Powell just playing that one to the man on the deep square. They run for 1, that's all they will get. It looks like Luis comes in quickly, nice throw to the keeper, 1 bounce to the keeper, and that's the end of the over. At the end of over number 12, Wally Sports Club, they are 71 for 2, requiring another 41 for victory. So Morton will continue, like he's bowling his 4 overs on the trot. He has bowled 3 overs, no maidens, 14 runs, no wicket. He'll be bowling to Powell, who is on 31. He's bowling his left arm over the wicket to Powell. He runs in, goes to Powell. Powell comes forward and pushes that one in a defensive mode. And Louis comes in to field at short mid wicket, throws it back to Morton, comes in again, goes to Powell. Powell is playing that one. No runs, straight to Terence Ward at mid wicket there, and the score remains on 72 for 2. And Ross Powell is hitting that one over deep mid wicket for 6. He launches into that one and it went all the way for 6. So Powell is moving into another gear. He is now 43 and the score is now 72 for 2. Here comes Morton going to Powell, and Powell is driving that one for 1. Man on the sweeper comes in, throw into the keeper, and only 1. So the score is now 79 for 2. It brings Clark on strike to face Morton. Morton is bowling around the wicket to Clark. Here comes Morton into Clark. Clark is hitting that one too long off. Get a single, fielded there by Sharma. Score moves on by 1 to 73. Good ball there to end the over by Morton. Morton has finished his spell. I'll get his figures in a minute. But after 12 overs, Wally Sports Club there are 72 for 2, requiring another 40 runs for victory. Clark is on 11 and Powell is on 43. There's another bowling change. It's Ward back into the attack, bowling into Clark. Clark is just defending that one. No runs. Score remains on 72 for 2. Here comes Ward again, bowling into Clark. And Clark is pushing at that one. Goes to the man at short cover. And there's no runs. Comes Ward again to Clark. Clark is turning that one off his hip into the square leg region. They cross for 1, that's all they will get. And the score moves by 1 to 82 for 2. So we had a glitch on the scoreboard, so it was stopped for a while. I don't have the monitor in front of me, or I don't have a scoring book here with me, so I am depending on the scoreboard to give you the score. So my apologies if you had not gotten the correct score over the last few minutes. So the score is now 83 for 2. To win, 29 more needed by Wally Sports Club, and they need to do that at a run rate of 4.58. So Ward is bowling. He's bowling into Clark. Right arm over the wicket. Wrapping him on the pad. No run. Another dot ball. Powell is on 51. I didn't realize that Powell went on his 50. It was very quiet 50. So Powell is on 51. And Clark is on 13. So at the end of 14 overs, Wally Sports Club is at 82 for 2. Clark is 13. Powell is 51. They require another 30 runs to win, and they're going at a run rate of 5.86. Their required run rate is 5 runs. There is another bowling change. Again, it looks like Curdell Crook is coming in from the CA Paul Southwell end, the media center end. He's going to be bowling his right arm off break. He'll be bowling to the man that is set, that is Powell. He's on 51 not out. So in comes Crook, bowling to Powell, and Powell is just standing up and punching that one too long off for a single. Score moves by 1 to 83, and Powell moves to 52. They now require further 29 runs to win to complete the first victory of the tournament. So Crook will be bowling over the wicket to Clark. Comes in now, bowls to Clark. Clark is just standing up straight, punching that one to the short cover, Sharma, where he fields, relays back to Crook. Crook again to Clark. That's kind of suicidal. I'm not sure where Powell was going. Clark did not make contact with the ball. It came off his hip. It went behind. And the man there threw to the bowler's end. But Powell was able to dive and make it back safely. That is not needed. It's ill-advised that you attempt those cheeky runs. It's really not needed at this time. Here comes Crook. Bowling to Clark. And Clark is heaving that one over. Oh, what a wonderful save there. Looks like Ward, captain Terence Ward. That one was hit behind square. It had 4 written all over it, and Terence plucked it out from the air, stopped it, and prevented a boundary. So he saved his team 3 runs, which is very good in the context of the game. So the score moves by 1 to 84 for 2. Here comes Crook bowling around the wicket to Powell. Powell is just punching that one and taking off for a single. And they complete it in the end. The score moves by 1 to 85. Wally Sports Club require for 27 to win in 5.1 overs. There's Clark hitting that one behind square again. Terence Ward comes around, picks it up, throws to the keeper. He crossed for 1. The score moves by 1 to 86 for 2 in over number 15. Wally Sports Club require a further 26 runs from 30 legal deliveries. It should be easy peasy, as you say. Once they bat sensibly, they will be able to take it home. So there's another bowling change. Sharma comes back in from the Lozak Road end. He'll be bowling to Clark, right arm over. Bowls to Clark. Clark watches that one outside the off stumps into the keeper's gloves. No run, dot ball. Here comes Sharma again. Bowling to Clark. Clark is hitting that one over extra cover. Mikael Week comes across, fields cleanly, throw to the bowler, and they were only able to score 1 run. So the score moves by 1 to 87, and they now require 25 runs for victory, and maximum strikers require 8 wickets. It's not impossible, because with cricket you have had uncertainties at certain points. Sharma to Powell. Powell just push that one back to Sharma, and there is no runs. 87 for 2, 25 required to win. Powell is on 53, Clark is on 16. Here comes Sharma to Powell. Powell hitting that one down to the man on the square boundary, run 1. That's all they will get. Good work there by, looks like Elijah Lewis. And were able to prevent the second run. So Wally Sports Club 88 for 2, chasing 111. They require 24 to win. Here is Sharma. Ball to Clark. Clark is hitting that one straight back over the bowler's head. for 4. And the score moves by 4 to 92 for 2. And it reduces the score to win by 4. So you now need 20 from 4.1 overs. It's still a keenly contested game. It can go anywhere. But I don't see Wally Sports Club being bowled out and not getting the runs. So we'll wait and see. Cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties. That one, the clock is hitting that one up over a point. I think he's getting a top edge, but the fielder there could not get to it, and they were able to cross for 2 runs. So the score moves by 2 to 94 for 2 at the end of over number 16. So 18 runs to get, and for 18 runs to get, for victory at a run rate of 4.50. So you have 24 balls, 18 runs. So there's another bowling change. It looks like Edwards is back in the attack. He'll be bowling to Powell. He has a point. He has a shot third man. And he runs in now to bowl to Powell. Powell is pushing that one. Shot third man. He throws at the stumps, misses, but it's cleaned up by the fielder there. And they could only get 1. So the score is now 95. 95 for 2. Coming up against Sydney Sunrisers. So Edwards is going to look to bowl a really tight over there to make it even tougher for Wally Sports Clubs to win. Let's see what he's going to deliver to Clark. Clark may have other ideas. He runs in now over the wicket and he's bowling to Clark. And Clark is playing this big and expansive drive, not making contact. The ball goes through to the keeper. Score remains at 95. Here goes Clark, runs away from us from the media center end, bowling to Clark. And Clark is trying to play the deal scoop, but it's going nowhere. Edwards, the bowler, made a valiant effort to take a catch off his bowling, but could not get to it. They end up crossing for 1 single. The score moves by 1 to 96. Clark is on 23, Powell is on 55. Edwards bowling his last over. He has bowled 3.3 overs so far. No maidens, 14 runs, 1 wicket. So Edwards runs away from the media center end to bowl to Powell. And it's almost a Yorker length delivery. And Powell trying to drive that one, but couldn't get any bat on it to get anywhere. And it remains a dot ball. So good over so far by Edwards. Coming back and trying to finish up very strong here for his team to put extra pressure on Wally Sports Club in the last 3 overs to get the 16 runs. So here's Edwards running away from us now. Bowling to Powell. And Powell is hitting that one high into the night sky. Who wants it? Who wants it? And safely taken there by Sharma, running in from the long off boundary and taking a very nice catch. It's not easy to take those high catches in the night sky. And Powell goes for 55. Well played, 55. And Wally Sports Club loses their 3rd wicket on the score on 96. So they're now 96 for 3 in over number 17, requiring a further 16 runs to win. Okay, we're back here at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium in this match, Wally Sports Club versus Maximum Strikers. In a keenly contested game right now, we have Clark on in to bowl to Jones. Bowl to Jones outside the off stumps and goes through to the keeper. Edwards appeal, I'm not sure why he was appealing, probably he heard a sound. And the umpire just quietly walked away. So the score remains on 96 for 3 after 17 overs. Wally Sports Club require further 16 runs from their last 3 overs. So 18 balls, 16 runs. Who is going to have it tonight? So there's another bowling change from the Lozak Road end. Cordell Crook has switched ends from the media to Lozak Road end. He'll be bowling to Clark. Clark has been in for some time. He's on 23 not out. And Wally Sports Club require another 16 runs from their last 18 legal deliveries. Here comes Cordell, bowling to Clark. Clark is trying to hit that one down to Baker's corner, not making any contact, and the ball goes through to the keeper. He's trying to finish that one in a hurry. He probably has a boat to catch to go back to Nevis tonight. Here comes Crook, bowling to Clark, and he just stands and he pushes that one to Ward at mid-wicket. And the score remains on 96 for 3. Crook is bowling a tight line here. And Clark launches into that one, goes high, and it's dropped. So that's Sharma on the long and boundary, running around catching the ball but couldn't hold on to it. And Clark got 2 runs. So the score moves on by 2 to 98 for 3. That could be a costly drop there by Sharma. Here comes Crook again, bowling to Clark, and Clark hits that one behind square for 4. As I said, you drop catches, you lose matches. And he put down Clark, who is well set, and he's paying the price. So Wally Sports Club require 10 runs to win in another 2.2 overs. And Clark is trying to finish that one in a hurry, hitting that high and handsome over mid wicket for 6. So Wally Sports Club require 4 more runs. They're now 108 for 3. Clark moves on to 35. He's definitely shifting into another gear. He's targeting Crook, and they're within sight of victory. Just 4 runs to go. 108 for 3. And let's see if he will look to finish it in this over, or he will leave it for the other over. He's not leaving to chance. He's hitting that one over deep mid-wicket, and he's caught. So Clark looking to finish the game in style, but holding out at deep mid-wicket. So Crook takes his first wicket, bowling 2 overs, no maiden, 16 runs, 1 wicket. And Clark basically, I would say, giving away his wicket. There was no need to be playing those type of shots when you're so close to bringing it home. Again, playing sensible cricket could have gotten you there, but he wanted to finish it in that over. He felt like he could have taken it to Crook, but in the end lost his wicket. So that brings the captain, Basu, is going to look to come and steady the ship and bring it home. He has 2 overs to do so. Basically, he needs 4 runs from 12 balls, 12 legal deliveries. So let's see what will happen. So we have 2 new batsmen at the crease, Basu and Jones. Jones is yet to score. He's not, and Basu has just joined him. So Ward has brought back himself from the media center end, the captain Terence Ward, trying to see if he could close out things here, or at least bowl a maiden over. Basu Jones misses outside of the off stumps. Terence is bowling a wicket to wicket line here, not giving Jones any room to cut. It's going to be interesting. Here is Ward, bowling to Jones. Ward has basically 7 men in the inner ring inside the 30-yard circle. So he's definitely saving the singles. Here he's coming around the wicket, bowling to Jones. And Jones just playing that one back to Ward. 3 dot deliveries. Will they leave it for the final over? We'll wait and see. 108 for 4. Wally Sports Club requires 4 runs to win and 9 legal deliveries. Jones just punching that one to the man at point. And he runs 1. That's all they will get. The score moves by 1 to 109. They require 3 more for victory. That brings the captain Basu on strike. Let's see if he's going to finish it in this over, or he's just going to push it around and get the free singles. So it's Ward bowling to Basu. Basu is the captain of Wally Sports Club, and Ward is the captain of Maximum Strikers. Let's see who is going to triumph. Ward to Basu, and Basu is swinging that one down to the man, almost on the cow corner boundary. That's Louis, and you cross it over for 1. So 110 now for 4, requiring just 2 runs for victory. Ward will be bowling to Jones. And Ward bowls a very good over, and he has finished his spell. He has bowled 4 overs, no maidens, 11 runs, no wickets. That is a very economical spell in the context of this game. So Wally Sports Club now requires 2 runs from the last 6 legal deliveries.
Tomorrow we come back for match number 4. City Sunrisers versus Young Guns Cricket Club. Who will bowl the last over? Cook continues from the Loza Road.
So we are down to the final over, being bowled by Crook, Cuddle Crook. You'll see he will bowl into the captain of Wally Sports Club. He bowls to Basu, and Basu punches that one back, and it bounces over Crook's head. I think the scores are now level, so it's 111 for 4. The scores are level, just 1 run to win from 5 balls. And Wally Sports Club should bring it home from there. But cricket is a very funny game. You never know what could happen. We'll wait until the last ball is bowled. So we have Crook will be bowling to Jones around the wicket. All the fielders are inside the 30-yard circle, saving 1, because that's all they need to save is 1. Jones waits. Crook comes around the wicket. And Jones is swinging for the fences, not making contact, a dot ball. So more excitement in this game. 1 run, 4 balls to go. Very interesting. Here comes Crook, bowling to Jones. And Jones is hitting that one high into the air. More drama. Catch taken by Louis. Jones could not hold his nerve to just get 1 single. Hitting that ball, trying to hit it down Bast here. Going straight up. Catch taken by Louis at mid-on. And there's more drama. There's another twist. Is there another twist to this game? 1 run needed in 3 balls. So the new batsman is Dida. He'll be facing Crook. Here comes Crook, bowling to Dida. Dida is having that one, missing everything. And it's another dot ball. 19.4 overs ball. 1 run needed. 111 for 5. Will there be a super over? We will wait and see. Here's Crook again. Coming. Right arm over the wicket. Bowling to Dida. And Dida is missing that one. Another dot ball again. Wow, wow, wow. It's like a Tantimole atmosphere here at Warner Park Cricket Stadium. 19.5 overs. 1 run needed from 1 ball. Can you believe it? It has come down to that. Wally Sports Club is 111 for 5. You have to give maximum strikers credit. They have pulled back this game very well. Really putting on the brakes on the scoring of Wally Sports Club, and they were not able to push through when they needed to. Here is the last ball of the over. And they run for a single. Dida just pushed that one to cover and took off. And that man, they could not get a throw to the bowler. And in the end, the run was completed. Wally Sports Club won the match by 5 wickets. Congratulations to them for winning the opener tonight against Maximum Strikers. They really fought for it. It was a great game coming down to the last ball to get 1 run. That's the kind of cricket you want to see when you come out here, you know, to see players fight to the end and bring that excitement to the fans. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being with us tonight. We will see you tomorrow at 6 when the competition continues. There will be a game at 6 and I think another one at 8, I think. Congratulations to Wally Sports Club for winning the first game of the tournament for 2026, Big 6 tournament. And we will see you tomorrow on the other side at 6 p.m. for more cricket. Have a good night. Stay safe. God bless.